Big things are happening at Clemson's football stadium. What's going on, people? Welcome back to the Reefer, Jack the Reefer. Let's be special, baby. Let's be special. So today I just have kind of a quick tour of the updates that are happening at the football facility, football stadium, and kind of just talking about them, showing you what they look like today. So for Part A, they're renovating the West End Zone Concourse Club, and they're also doing video board upgrades. So the budget for this was reduced a little bit just due to COVID, the pandemic, and everything. So Part A is $40 million, and this is Part A of it. And then Part B, which they'll be doing next year, is $25 million for a total of $65 million. So the video board, the old one was in place since 2010, was 60 feet wide and 25 feet tall. It was a solid video board. I've watched a lot of highlight plays on that at the stadium. It was a good board. But the new one's going to be an impressive and absolutely massive 125 feet wide by 57 feet tall for a total of 7,125 square feet, which overall, that's almost 5 times bigger than, in terms of surface area, than the previous video boards. Obviously, great and impressive video board they're doing. They're also going to be playing around with the seating a little bit too. I haven't really come across anything that says if it's going to be increased by X amount, but I have to imagine they're not going to be putting almost, over $40 million. I'm sure it's going to be a little more than $40 million exactly, but around $40 million into this and not increase the seating to increase those ticket sales. But as you can see, they have absolutely everything just torn out. They're just kind of gutting it, get everything torn out. They're starting over with that side. And obviously Howard's Rock, they had to take that out and move it. So they're storing it somewhere secure. They haven't specified where. For obvious reasons, they don't want a fan going in there in some storage unit or wherever the heck they're keeping it and breaking in there and stealing it. That'd be unfortunate. Somebody already broke in a couple years back and chiseled part of it off. So let's just keep Howard's Rock as big as we can for now. But overall, very impressive. A lot of gravel, and they were making some good progress from what I saw. Now, obviously, in the time that you're watching this, they're going to be upgrading, continually improving, so it could be different than what I saw, but I'm impressed with what it looks like right now, and I think it's going to be a very good and very complete project when it's done. So like I said, how there's going to be multiple parts to this project. Well, Phase A of this project is being completed from November 2021, and it's going to be completed by August 2022. And then Phase B of the project, which is going to be the locker rooms, and then Lot 5 renovations. Those are going to be completed between November of 2022 and August of 2023. So definitely a long-term project. This was meant to be completed last year. Back in December 2020, August 2021. But obviously with the COVID, material issues, supply chain issues that are going on right now, it just wasn't accomplishable and just wasn't going to be able to be done for football season. Because if this wasn't done for football season, they'd be losing out on a lot of money in terms of seating and everything. Now I'm going to show them this for those of you that haven't been to the stadium before, or maybe haven't been there in person to see it. There's a big old Clemson welcomes you to Death Valley, right, slapped on the upper seating left side of the stadium facing the hill. We also have our national championships up there, and also all the years we've made the playoffs on the far side and the west side of that structure. Then on the right side of the stadium, we have the Ring of Honor. We have guys like Danny Ford, who coached at Clemson from 1978 to 1989. Absolute great coach at Clemson. Bob Bradley, who served at Clemson for 45 years in the sports information office. That's a long time to be serving the university. And Fred Cohn, who served in World War II, came back, went to Alabama, ended up getting hurt, ended up going to Clemson, not as a football player, but he played fullback at Clemson, and he was a great one. But he never played high school football, and the only reason he got a tryout at Clemson was because Frank Howard's sister thought he looked athletic diving off the diving board at a pool, which is a pretty crazy story, honestly. Then you got Spartanburg's own Steve Fuller, who was a quarterback from 1975 to 1978, won a Super Bowl as a backup quarterback for the Bears. Legendary coach Frank Howard, who the Rock's named after. If you're not going to give 110%, then keep your filthy hands off my rock. And that rock is still in Death Valley today, and people still touch it and running down that hill. And Banks McFadden, who lettered in football, basketball, and track during his time at Clemson, was an All-American in both football and basketball in 1939, which is crazy that he was an All-American in 2 sports in the same year. And between being a player, coach, and administrator, he spent 43 years at Clemson University. Jeff Davis, a stud linebacker in the 1981 National Championship team, was MVP of the victory over Nebraska, which clinched the National Championship for Clemson. Jerry Butler, an outstanding receiver for Clemson, actually came to Clemson for track, but ended up switching over to football. An absolute stud, played in the NFL, great guy. Terry Kinnard, Clemson's first unanimous All-American, great defensive back for the program, won a national championship and won a Super Bowl in the NFL with the Giants, and most recently, linebacker Levon Kirkland. Now, I would have said that Deshaun Watson would be up there too in the future, but due to recent events, we'll see about it. So this is the West End zone they're kind of working on, and I couldn't really get a good shot of it just because everything was kind of gated off. I couldn't go in there or anything like that. But, I mean, obviously they're starting to tear things up and starting to make progress on it. And then this is the locker room tunnel, the Allen N. Reeves Recruiting Center. You can see up top we have all the banners from when we won the ACC champions, baby. And then on the left side, we've got a mural of some of our football players. We got guys like Travis Etienne, Farrell, Christian Wilkins, Hunter Renfrow. Some guys that have made a huge impact on the program. So that's the home locker room tunnel. That's where the players go, and they can come out of the tunnel, hop on the bus, and take that honestly eerie ride around the stadium before they go and run down that hill. It's a tough ride, and it definitely gets the blood flowing. And this is just kind of what the west side of the stadium looks like. You got the tower, and there's a lot of athletes going there for treatment during the day, not just football athletes, but track and field, rowing, softball, baseball, any sport goes there to get treatment throughout the day. That's kind of where the trainers are located mainly. And now we have the Allen N. Reeves Football Center. A $55 million facility. It's 142,000 square feet. And it's got all the bells and whistles. And it's one of the most functional and best facilities nationally, if not the best. I mean, you could make the argument that it's the best, but you look at Alabama, Oregon, Georgia, there's some schools with some great facilities out there. It'd be a great competition to compare them all. But definitely fits the slogan of the best is the standard. I mean, when they were designing this, they went to 36 different football facilities around the nation, and they took the best from each facility, best from each place they could, and tried to combine it and incorporate it into this building so that the football team could succeed and perform at the highest level and keep on playing at an elite level, winning national championships and getting the job done, producing great players. And one feature that I really like about the center is actually the statue outside. So the statues really kind of incorporate the culture of care that Clemson has and giving back to the fans. And it's all about the fans and serving others. I mean, back before the pandemic and everything, there'd be a lot of service trips, service missions that the football team would do in the off season and go international around South Carolina, everything like that. But the statues themselves, I mean, the one on the right may look familiar. That's actually Christian Wilkins handing a football down to Dabo Swinney's youngest son. And then on the left, we have former offensive lineman Scheckinger, and he's signing a piece of paper or something for a young girl by the name of Tina Guess. Now, that's just kind of a great statue, and they just kind of point to the culture of care that Clemson has and the service to others, giving back to the fans, and giving back to the younger generation and investing in the younger generation for the future. They're the future. If you want to compare it to a board of checkers, young kids like that, they're absolute queens. They can go anywhere on the board they want. They can go left, right, diagonal, anywhere. I mean, as you get older, you kind of go and become a rook, and then you become a knight, and then you kind of pawn. Just headed in the same direction, protecting the queen, protecting the next generation who could go anywhere. That's all I got for today, guys. Hope you guys kind of enjoyed the look around the facility and the update on the stadium progression. As always, people have a great day. Tell somebody you love them. Deuces.